So it's the middle of the night, and a patient has a severe sore throat and inflammation. So the patient rushes to the ER, is unsure of what is wrong. So when he gets there, he waits in the waiting room for a really long time, and he finally gets to go back and see the doctor. When he finally gets to go see the doctor runs all the preliminary tests, and then calls the on-call ENT specialist. So the doctor in the room verbally describes to the specialist over the phone basically what are the symptoms of the patient. From there, the specialist gets to decide, well, is this something that needs to be addressed immediately? Do I need to come in tonight? Or is this something that I should reschedule for the morning? So verbally, this can be very difficult because there's a lot of room for error. If the specialist isn't sure, he'll just come into the hospital. Now, sometimes this is great because, yes, it is an emergency. The specialist does need to come in. But in the cases where the specialist rushes to the hospital only to find out that the patient is better to be seen in the morning is a little bit of a letdown to the specialist. So this problem not only affects the hospital, but specialists and patients. For the hospital, in the U.S., the average wait time in an ER is about 4 hours and 7 minutes. That's extremely long, and I don't know about you, but for me, I'm thinking about all of the patients that the ER could see if they just cut down on that wait time, just by a little bit. And then for the specialists, as we already discussed, I mean, they live 30 minutes away from the hospital. They're getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning. They're rushing all the way to the hospital to find out that they didn't need to be there anyway. I don't know about you, but that wouldn't make me very excited. And then for the patient, when the specialist finally gets there and finds out that he didn't really need to see the specialist to begin with, but he's having to pay the specialist to be seen, that's a lot of money that a patient is spending. Another emerging issue in this area is the fact that 2/3 of hospitals claim that they have inadequate support from on-call doctors. So from here, we're seeing a lot of issues and inefficiencies in the way hospitals are run.
So our presentation today is about telemedicine. Well, what is telemedicine? Telemedicine is the use of wireless and video technologies to help improve the medical process in any way. In the example, can you go back one slide? In the example here, a doctor at a hospital is talking to others at another hospital, most likely in a different country in this situation, about a problem with his baby. And telemedicine is a huge range of technical opportunities to health medicine, but at this point it's very large scale. What we want to do is bring telemedicine from the large scale, connecting hospital to hospital, and bring it to the community. We want to use telemedicine to connect your doctors to your specialists and help improve your patient care. Our idea is to create a system of cameras, such as something like this, a headlamp that a doctor can wear on their head, or they can hold something wirelessly, that an ER doctor can put over a patient, and that will stream live video feed through the internet to specialists anywhere. This will allow specialists, when they're called in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. or it's the weekend and they're on call, they can log onto their computer or eventually pull out an iPhone app, look at the patient, and actually talk to the doctor while they're looking at the patient's problems to make sure they have more information on whether they should come in or not. This will save specialists from having to come in when they otherwise wouldn't have to, and this will also reduce the costs for the patient as their specialist visits that they only see specialists when they need to see. Ultimately, this will make the hospital process and the ER process more efficient, which saves time for everybody, as 4 hours and 7 minutes is pretty ridiculous, and lowers costs in the whole healthcare industry. So who we are? We're a group at NC State of 4 engineering senior students doing our capstone project through the Engineering Entrepreneurs Program. With this program, we receive a whole lot of funding, resources, education, and mentorship to try to start companies, and we're starting this project. We came up with this idea in September, so it's only been a few months now, and we're in the very early stages. So far, we've analyzed the market, some competition, and we know this is a really good area to be. It's growing, and we think our timing is excellent. What we could use from everybody out here, if there's any physicians in the audience, whether you're ER, a specialist, or anyone else, we would love to talk to you about how your process works. Make sure we're not missing out on any of the problems that you have, and our solution can encompass all of them. If you're an investor, we're looking for seed money to help get things off the ground. And finally, if you're just a concerned citizen, if this is an area you're interested in, and you have any sort of business or engineering or other experience, we'd love to talk to you just to get some more feedback and hear what you think about the project. And lastly, Tony had mentioned the person who's here again speaking and spoke last year about the Youth Leadership Development Organization. Just a little plug for that. That's myself, and I'd love to talk about that or this project here. We're Telemed ER afterwards. Thank you.